point slope form. So this is another form for our linear equation. This is called point slope form, and the reason it's called point slope form is it contains the slope and it contains any point on the line. Okay, make sure you have this in your notes. This is useful when you are looking at a graph or you know certain information, but for instance you don't have the y-intercept, so you can't use slope-intercept form as easily. However, just looking at it, you can tell that it's a little more complicated. There's going to be a few more steps before we can figure a lot out from it. But we can graph from this. Okay. So our first concept is just writing linear equations in that point slope form. Okay. When you're given a slope and a point on the line, that's when you're going to use point slope form. If you have the y-intercept, there's no real reason to use point slope form. You would use slope-intercept form. Okay. The other thing, and this is important, make sure this is in your notes, because you see we have y minus y1 and x minus x1, because those are negative values. Okay. When you have a coordinate and you are putting it into slope-intercept form, you're going to switch the sign. Okay. So my slope-intercept form, my point slope form is y minus y1, meaning this is the coordinate, right? x1 of my point, y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, so slope should be easy to plug in. Okay, it's right there, it's always m, so I'm going to just put that right below it. It's going to be 4, my equal sign will stay there, my parentheses will stay, my x is going to always be there, my y is going to always be there. Okay, and now I'm going to input my point. Okay, so this will be my x1, right? Because this is a positive, it's going to go in as a negative 3. Okay, because I have a negative x1, it'll be negative 3, even though this is a positive point. Okay, same thing over here. This is a positive 2, so I'll have a minus 2. All right, and that is a line with slope of 4 that goes through 3, 2. Okay. Next one, same thing. I'll rewrite it again. Y minus y1. And I do suggest when you're doing this that you write out the equation for this form a number of times. If you're not writing it out, you're going to forget it. All right, maybe not before this chapter is over, but you'll forget it before you end up needing it in Algebra 2 in a couple of years. Okay, and then just again substitute in your values 2/5. I'm going to bring my equals, my x, my parentheses, and my y. Okay, and now my x value is a negative 1. Swap that, and you can see why. I'd have a minus, and then my point, my x1, is going to be a negative 1. All right, over here I have minus, and then my point of negative 4. Okay, and then we would have to just go through the next step, which is a negative negative 4 is positive 4 equals 2/5 times x negative negative 1 or plus 1. Okay, and that is point slope form.